There are 330 million monthly active users on Twitter. Of that, there will be a significant number of creators, those who want to become famous or start to gain more traction. You could be a streamer wanting more to find your stream through social media, a graphic designer wanting companies to find your work and hire you for a big job that will send your career to the next level. The great thing about social media is that there's not one way to succeed. Oftentimes, it is those few who take that leap to stand out from the crowd that gain the most success. I wanted to challenge myself this week and seeing if being active on social media was able to boost your interactivity and engagement on other platforms, as well as inside Twitter as a whole. I wanted to do this by being extremely active and commenting on a lot of posts, posting pictures, videos, clips from my stream, thoughts about me and thoughts that I just have throughout the day to see what works, what doesn't, why it works and why it doesn't work. I will be going through all of this at the end and telling you how you will be able to boost your follower count, interactions, engagement and more to really build up that social media presence that everyone really wants. What you have to remember is social media is a very being present place. Meaning if you go away for extended periods of time, a lot of people tend to forget about you very quickly. I know your loyal followers won't, because they will always stick by your side, but a lot of people tend to move on, and being active on social media seems to be more and more valuable these days. I didn't plan for how many times I had to tweet each day, but I knew I had to stick to some form of format that I wanted to do. So it was to post at least 3 times a day, try and get a picture or a video in throughout that day and respond to a lot of people within interactions. Now, I'm not just meaning one-word answer responses, I'm meaning giving my actual response and being present in other people's lives, celebrating successes, telling people my thoughts and feelings on certain topics, and pushing forward with friendships. Things we should all be doing on social media as a whole and not just using it for solely interactions. So a week prior to me actually starting all of this, I took note of the data that was on Twitter just a week before. Now, I was still active, I post every day and I try to interact with a lot of people, but this was right beforehand. We had 236,000 impressions, a 3.3% engagement rate, 64 link clicks, 140 retweets, 3.3k likes and 765 replies. Now again, this was all me being fairly active, but I have took a little bit of a step back from social media as of recently to try focus more on creating content outside of Twitter with YouTube and Instagram, and focusing more on my Discord as well. This sort of video is a lot harder to make. We have to realise that this is a generalised form of information and it's not going to solely relate to you, but everything that I've found out was really interesting. And there's a lot to learn from this. I've learned a lot since starting my Twitter journey. I had no idea what I was doing. I was posting hashtags constantly, ones that really didn't target my content, and in complete honesty, terrible at social media. Over the next few months, I decided that the best thing to do was to consume more content. Watch those who are succeeding and what they are doing different. One thing stood out from the crowd. They weren't afraid to show off their personality. So over this week of being extremely active on Twitter and trying to become this pro on the site, it was really interesting with the information that I learned. There was a lot I could still learn from, and still watched YouTube videos and read blogs and websites to see if I could develop myself any further. For the most part, there wasn't really much new information, mainly because on the website that I've built, I've already done 2 posts on that and I've already created YouTube videos surrounding Twitter, purely thanks to me watching Twitter videos and blogs on the internet. Now, there was a few other things I wanted to keep track of, such as my mental health, how I found it, because social media is a very negative place at some points and actually drives a lot of people off the platform purely due to that. Luckily, throughout the week, I was very motivated to do so. I knew that this week was the one I was going to be extremely active and really try to push to be someone better. And this was exactly what happened. The only thing I didn't do was respond to a lot of DMs. Now, I usually do this once every month or so, but now as I have grown, it's been a lot harder to keep up with them. And if you're someone who has grown a little bit more and used to keep up with all of your DMs, I understand your pain. I used to do it all the time, and it really is annoying and frustrating that you can't do it to everyone, but at the end of the day, you know, we don't have all of our life to respond to DMs. So just understand that you've got to take the time for yourself, and that part of Twitter is very hard to do, but also very effective. For those of you who are interested at the start of your Twitter career, I would recommend actually going to DM quite a lot of people. You know, meet people, ask about them, who they are, find out about them as a person. If you want to become friends with someone, you sometimes have to take that first leap. And whether you like it or not, a lot of people tend to want some form of value when they have friendships. Now, there isn't really anything wrong with that, and the way I say it might be interpreted in a wrong way. But overall, it usually is the case. So if you have some form of value, which could be friendship, that would be able to make and meet new people all over the platform. At one point in my Twitter career, I used to respond to about 100 DMs a day, twice a day, drained my mental health completely, and I didn't want to create on the site anymore. It was a really, really hard time for my social media career, and I'm glad I'm not a part of it anymore. I try to mix it up throughout the week, so posting a video of my stream or just an external video I made, a picture of me maybe, and a lot of my thoughts. That was probably the most part of Twitter, and towards the end of the week I started to dive into more different areas. I stuck to what I said I was going to stick to at the start, and that was being me and showing you why just showing off your personality is the best thing that you can do. When we get into the numbers, you're going to see why this is the case and why you should always focus on just being you and your best self and not cater to everyone. I would say I'm an experienced Twitter user. I tend to know what works better, why it works better, and I've been able to move into a more marketable place with my content as of recently. I finally started to follow my own advice and pushing for posting more real content. Most of the time, people just want to know you're a human. You are actually like others. I'm a positive person. I would say a lot more positive than the average. However, it does not mean I've ever been fake or not real. I just tend to look in the light in a dark situation. What I'm trying to say is that no matter what you do, people are going to hate, belittle, and try to bring you down to their level. Getting involved in Twitter is easy, but always take and keep this piece of information with you at all times. You'll never please everyone. So now we're on to the part that most were probably waiting for. We're going to be talking about the numbers and the change that happened over this week. And it's actually really, really crazy to see what went on. As you've seen from some of the posts that I made, there was a lot that done well and most that actually stayed at quite a good average. If we look at the generalised numbers for this week, we'd reached 413,000 impressions, a 3.5% engagement rate, 87 link clicks, 136 retweets, 5.3k likes, and 1.4 thousand replies. From all of this, there's a lot that went on, a lot that changed, and I actually looked at the profile visits as well, and I'll show some of the statistics on here that have happened solely this month so far. So if we're using the data and comparing them both together, what we've seen was a 75% increase in impressions, a 0.2% increase in engagement rate, we went up 23 link clicks, down 4 retweets, up 2,000 likes, and an increase in 675 replies throughout that week. Also, additional information with this sort of boost of Twitter engagement and usage throughout that whole week, we increased by 76% in profile visits, 21% increase in mentions, and a 28% increase in impressions throughout this month. Now, I wasn't that active before doing all this. I was still on social media as a whole, but not massively. And this week was a big change, and it shows if you put in more effort, then you're going to see massive results. At the start of the week, I was tweeting just more of my personal thoughts. You can see some of the tweets at the start of the week and how they done, and it was more so just personal based. One at the start of the week was the YouTube video, one that goes out every Monday, and the rest were more so just about what I was doing and my personal feelings in some areas. These all done relatively well and did increase a lot of engagement with the things I was asking and what I was putting out to Twitter. Now, what I will note is for anyone who releases YouTube videos, make sure that you are cutting it down to maybe a 30 to 50 second clip of said YouTube video that you really enjoy. Talk a little bit about it on Twitter and post it. You're giving people a little bit of an insight to the YouTube video rather than just posting the link there and not really doing anything about it. You're making it a little bit more engaging and giving people a snippet of what they're going to get when they come in. One of the things that often do well for me are pictures of myself. I've recently gotten into more photography and trying to learn how to better myself in that front, whilst also taking myself outside the comfort zone. For a long time, I never took pictures of myself. And on the screen right now, you'll see the first picture I ever took with my new camera. It was terrifying to say the least, but you can see with what I'm doing now and what I'm posting, I'm a lot more confident. And this wasn't something that happened overnight, but something I'm still trying to push for. I believe a lot of people always like to see pictures. They get to see you and who you are as a whole, and it's really helped me just develop my confidence a little bit further. People enjoy seeing you and enjoy seeing your presence, so I would recommend anyone to actually start going with something like that and really pushing forward with taking more pictures. For me, I am focused on education as well as entertainment. So I post advice that I have learned whilst doing all this journey on streaming, on Twitter, on anything. I post what I've learned, how I've learned from it, and then how to better myself. For you, it could be literally anything else. If you're a gaming player, you could post a lot more information about that, how you learn to be better, what you've done. It's about finding your target audience and sticking to what that is. People follow me for probably a few different reasons, maybe positivity, mental health awareness, education, marketing, and self-development. That's what I believe people follow me for, and that's what I know I've been told that people follow me for. So this is what I use to my advantage, posting about that, and it's something I'm passionate about as well, so I don't have to work for it. One of the other important aspects that many don't utilise is using clips from your stream. Yes, I know I've seen a lot of people use clips from their stream, but how many of you seen that have just posted the clip right there that you have to click onto the clip, go onto Twitch, watch the clip, and then that's it? Far too many. What you need to do is you take the clip from your stream. You can edit these clips free in DaVinci Resolve. So do not say you don't have access to something you can edit. YouTube videos are there to offer. Edit the clip a little bit, make it unique, make it stand out. It brings the entertainment value up, and it shows that you're willing to take yourself outside that comfort zone to post clips of your stream and give people an insight to who you are. Do you know how lazy we are as humans? Who nobody wants to go onto your Twitter, click your link onto your stream, go and watch a VOD, see if they enjoy you, follow you, and that's it from completely nothing. But if you give them a video to watch, you're showing them, hey, this is my stream. If you want to come and check it out, here's what you can expect. Now you should show all the weird and wonderful things that happen, because this is what's going to get people into your stream when you're live and chatting with you. This has been a huge thing for me, and a lot of people come over from Twitter from my presence. I would highly recommend everyone starting to do this, because it's what's going to take you from the level 1 to level 2 on that social media platform. Now I'm just going to tell you this right now. Linked videos or things with links aren't going to do as well. When you post that you're going live or you post a video on your YouTube, they aren't going to do as well as some of your other clips. Yes, some might, in a YouTube video that could be incredible, may do really well, or close to what you usually get. More often or not, the algorithm doesn't really take well to links, so it's not going to promote them as much to other people. And that's alright, don't worry about that. There's going to be times where you're creating content that might not do as well. The only times where my linked videos or linked to my stream clips have done really well is when I've taken myself really far out and put a lot of effort into my going live posts. This is why I would recommend creating a video of sorts to maybe push forward with that, and that's what's going to help you get more engagement. You're talking about what you're going to do, why you're going to do it, and what's going to be happening on in the stream to give, again, people a little bit of a snippet before they click that link and come in. If all you do is say, hey, I'm going live, and put your link, how does anyone know what they've to expect? You're not just catering to your followers, you're catering to those who are going to randomly see your post scrolling through the Twitter feed. So why not make it entertaining and something that stands out from the crowd? What I tend to do is make a small, short, to the point video that allows people to understand what we're going to be talking about and how we're going to move forward, and it really seems to help me get that better engagement. As we moved further on in the week, I figured out something really important. Simple, open-ended questions are one of the best ways to improve interactions and engagement on your tweets. Now, some people might feel this is a sort of easy way to gain interactions, and it probably is, but it's also a fantastic way of getting to know people. 2 tweets I put out were one relating to your favourite accent of a streamer, and another the colour of the lightsaber you would choose if you were a Jedi or a Sith. Both done incredibly well for interactions, and I'll show you the activity on the tweets right here on the screen right now. These got the most engagement because they're very easy to answer, it doesn't take up a lot of time, and they're also open-ended questions. Something we have talked about heavily on this channel before, and why I am so good at holding conversations on Twitch and retaining people for longer periods of time is through my open-ended questions. And it's really surprising to see it works just the same on social media. You see, what you're doing is you're opening up the avenue for anyone to join in. Yes, I locked down the streamer one and saying your accent for your favourite streamer, but when I used the lightsaber one, that was nothing to do with streamers and got so much more interaction. Now yes, this could have been pure coincidence, but I believe it was actually for a reason. Now you can do one of two things here, and this is where you learn the most. You could like each post, and that's perfectly fine. People will see that you've seen their response, or you could join in the conversation. I responded to every single person who replied to me in that post, all 330 of them, and I had conversations about Star Wars that I loved to have. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and I watch a lot of videos on the lore and the theories behind Star Wars, so I could have amazing conversations with that. And with anyone who's interested in any topic, I would always recommend doing it something that you are actually interested in, because you're going to be able to get to know and find other people who are interested the same way that you are. Throughout the rest of the days, I posted more about some of my goals, some of the things I reached, showed on the screen right here, and also some of the lovely messages that I got. I already had pre-planned things already set for certain days, and it was really easy to understand why it worked and what works. Being relevant and just showing that you're human to a lot of people is what's going to help you boost your social media presence. And what a lot of us tend to do is try to cater to the masses and not tend to just be yourself. The most important thing is actually staying true to you, because if you're able to do that, more people will understand you as a person and want to follow for that reason. The reality of impressions is that it doesn't actually mean too much. You could respond to everyone and everything you ever see on Twitter, and your engagements will go right up. Your impressions will go sky high. What really matters within Twitter, I believe, is your engagement rate. And I have seen some formulas that you can use to find out your engagement rate, whether your engagement as a Twitter user is high, low, and this is what brands tend to look at for your engagement. Impressions, yes, they can mean something, but at the end of the day, anyone can build up impressions fairly easily over time. What you want to do is really build true fans. It's the 1,000 fans theory, that you don't actually have to have millions of followers. But if you have 1,000 true fans, you'll be able to accomplish anything you want, because you've really touched base with those people who want to support you through thick and thin. One of the things I try to utilize throughout all of this is using Gary Vee's Thank You Economy. I've been listening to a lot more self-development books recently, and we'll actually be covering some of my favourites that I have been reading. What it allowed me to do and what allowed me to learn was that the people who engage and the people who interact with you are the most important, just as anyone else. No matter if someone is the top tier Patreon user, or if someone is just a normal Twitter follower who followed you for the first time, everyone should be treated equally, and everyone should be treated like they matter. A lot of people tend to forget that. And as you grow, you may feel more self-entitled that you are better than other people. In reality, those people will fall off fairly quickly. But you've got to understand that everyone matters, and everyone who supports you is someone who can take you further forward in your career. You can make friendships, build up people, and help others learn from the mistakes that you've made, just as we're doing right now. Since this video is probably going to be quite long, I might make a part 2 or a sort of video that goes over really quickly all the lessons you should learn on Twitter, because the amount of things I could teach you just in one video would take up about 2 hours of your time, but I know it could help. If that's something you're wanting to see, be sure to put it in the comments, because I would be really interested to find out if that's what you're looking for and that's what you're wanting to do. This week has been a real eye-opener. It really has. And it showed me that being active on social media whilst also creating unique content is what's going to make you stand out from the crowd. Doing pictures of yourself, showing your true you on social media, and posting pictures and clips of your stream is what's going to show people that, hey, this is what you will get by following me. Most of these people who are famous or really, really big on social media and get a lot of engagement get it for a reason, because they put out content that relates to a lot of people and is their true self. They're no longer afraid to just be who they are, and that's why people relate to them. A lot of people cater to the crowd and cater to others to try and get that engagement up. And I've seen a lot of people as well do these sort of easy to get engagements that really aren't true to who they are. Putting your links down below and I'll drop you a follow and I'll come and check you out. 99% of them are talking complete crap and are just looking to get that engagement up and try to show that they're a good person. Don't listen to these people and don't always try to follow that crowd, because I know it works, and I know that if you think you'll comment on a bigger person's post, they may come and check you out and that could skyrocket your career. It's not. You need to work on your own content and push forward with who you are and what you believe in. That's what's going to make the real difference. And that's what's going to help you build up a better social media presence as a whole. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and an Instagram one will be coming out in the next coming weeks. Me trying to become a professional Instagram user in just 7 days. Now, I'm not as knowledgeable on Instagram, but I'm really looking forward to trying it out. So if you do want to look for that and you do want to support the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because it would mean the absolute world to me. Again, I want to thank all the patrons who are supporting me in doing this channel and maintaining all the things I'm needing to do to push forward with this. You have no idea how much it means to me. Have a fantastic day.